What's good, everybody? Episode 38 of the Slip and We podcast coming right at you. A lot to get into this week. I mean, we got this weird comeback from Oscar De La Hoya coming back on Triller July 3rd. You know, it's another one of these older fighters, these older middle aged fighters that seem to insist on coming back right now. Um, I've talked about it multiple times on the show. I think there's a place for that. I think it can be cool. I think in this case with Oscar, it's a little weird because he's one of the biggest promoters in boxing, and he also has some of the biggest young stars in boxing, and it's his responsibility to move them along. And that doesn't entirely seem to be his focus. His focus seems to be letting things marinate for his fighters or whatever the fuck, and then he's doing exhibitions and he thinks that he's going to have some kind of comeback. So I just think overall, I don't think it's very gracious of these fighters to take the spotlight. If they want to use their name to help highlight the younger generation, I think that's a different thing, but that's not what he's doing. He's doing his own thing, and I think it's an ego thing. I think it's like, on ESPN they were doing this article about everything that he had accomplished and da 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 da, and it was, by 23 years old and where Ryan Garcia is at right now, he had fought Chavez, he had won multiple weight class belts. Like, I just think that he's not super eager to help these guys, become greater than he is. And I think that that's just not a gracious way for a legend to, particularly a legend who's a promoter, to treat his young fighters. So that's just my opinion of that on that. We also got, apparently Ryan Garcia is going to be fighting Javier Fortuna. I didn't know how to feel about this at first because it's like, why can't we just get him with one of these four King dudes? But at the same time, I got thinking about it. Luke Campbell's the best fighter he's ever fought. So in most cases, you do have to fight contenders to get super fights. And I think that, earlier in their careers, maybe they skip some of that process, or they just haven't gotten to that part of their process yet. So I kind of like that fight. Fortuna's an awkward guy who's fought, a lot of top guys. And I think it's a good fight. It's obviously not the fight we all want to see, but I think it's a good fight, and I think Fortuna can give him a good fight. And then the last thing I want to talk about real quick is, we got Pacquiao Crawford apparently are in negotiations. I don't even really know what that means anymore. I feel like sometimes the shit gets thrown out to the media to see what the reaction is, but hopefully that's real. Hopefully that's real, and we'll get to see Pacquiao and Crawford apparently on June 5th, which would be an absolute mega fight. And obviously, as more news that's confirmed comes out, I'll talk about that fight further. My guest this week is, speaking of middle-aged fighters, he's the opposite of that. My guest this week is a young fighter from Uzbekistan named Milan Mananov. I was introduced to Milan through my first guest, Brandon Flawless Gonzales. We had a great conversation. He's trying to get himself ready to turn professional very soon, possibly this summer. And I really enjoyed talking to him. He's a nice kid. It seems like maybe he's got that if factor. And I hope you enjoy our conversation. Yeah, so real quick, this is great that I got you here today. But before we go any further, just do me a favor and kind of introduce yourself to the people a little bit. Let them know who you are, where you're from, how long you've been fighting, your weight class, all that.
No problem. So, my name is Milan Mananov. I'm born in 1997, so I'm currently 23 years old. We moved here. I was 17. I went to high school. I graduated high school in Uzbekistan, and it was for me it was kind of weird because there we only have 9 classes, and then we go to college, and then we moved here, and I had to go back to high school to finish 12 classes,
Right,
But
right.
I was 17 years old, and I really went to boxing. I started boxing when I was 12. So I had over 100 fights in Uzbekistan, 100 amateur fights. I lost about like up to 8 fights, up to 8 bounds. And I was going to all the tournaments like every year over there in Uzbekistan, in our city. and I was competing. And then when we moved here, I had to stop for 1 year because I couldn't find a coach. I didn't know where to go. My English was zero when we moved to 2013. My English was zero. It was the hardest part probably with my English to learn English and stuff. And then so I had to go back to high school. I was 17. I went to sophomore, 10th grade, sophomore year. And I was like, I hope they have boxing here. And then I was asking in high school, do you have boxing? You guys have boxing? They're like, no, we only have wrestling. I
Yeah.
was like, okay. So so I didn't box for 1 year because I had to learn English. I had to set it up here in America. So I did wrestling for 1 semester. I was like, I gotta try something, some sport,
Yep.
because I cannot just sit and not do nothing. I was like running outside of my apartments here, and then so I tried to do wrestling, but as is me, I was always fighter and I was always throwing hands. So
Yeah.
one of the competitions, we went to other school to do training. I mean to do a competition, and I couldn't wrestle the other guy, and I couldn't wrestle down. So I had to. I accidentally started fighting. Like I started fighting him, and so I got disqualified because I was throwing my hands. Like I was not wrestling. I was like after that I was like, no, that's not for me. So boxing is my thing. And then I got to learn a little more English and found my first coach here. I went. It was a boxing gym, Dark Star Boxing here in Sacramento area, and I've been training there for like I would say a year. And my weight class here was when I came to America first. I would say 170 pounds. I was started fighting like light heavyweight, and
Right.
I had like probably up to 6 7 fights with that weight. I won all of them. It was pretty fun. I would say it was pretty more easier here to fight. It was surprising, like, cause I don't know, cause maybe my conditioning was more harder because we've been used to run there all the time in the mountains, like just
Right.
go up the mountains all the time. Here I came here, I took my first fight, not like, quick, I would say, and it was like it's so easy to fight. And and I would say, what else can I say? Here right now, my weight class, I would say I'm 190 pounds, but I'm trying to
Right.
cut down my
Yeah, it's weird that in the professional ranks you got cruiserweights up at 200 and then light heavyweights 175. It's like, what do you do if your natural weight is in between that? You know what I mean?
but right now I have like 9 fights here, like 10 fights amateurs. But we've been training, like we're consistently staying in shape and training with coach with Brandon, getting sparrings. But I'm trying to get my first professional fight, make a debut here in Sacramento, hopefully this year.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. But I'm ready. I'm 23 years old right now, and I have a bunch of fights. I've been fighting since I was 12 years old, over 100 amateur fights. And like and when I was back in Uzbekistan, like we had like fights in school, so I had to fight in the streets too. So like,
Right.
mentally, I'm already there. So like I think my body and like I can be like I think I'm ready to take a first fight already. So
Yeah, man. So I got to interview your coach Brandon Gonzales recently. It was really cool getting to know him, man. How'd you get up with Brandon?
this I call him Grey Master. That's what I call him. I call him Grey Master. I don't
Or
call him
Master.
Brandon. Yeah, yeah, or Sensei. Like he taught
Right.
me a lot of things. We're like best friends. But he's like my brother. I trust him with everything. But I met him probably like I would say because I had a different coach like 2 years ago. I met him probably a year and a half ago through Instagram. I would say from social media. I
Right.
saw him. Started googling him. I saw him that he was a ex-professional boxer, and he's like I had a good record and stuff. I was like, okay, so the guy knows what's up. So and then I used to train with another coach. I didn't like because we used to like move from one gym to another gym, and I didn't like that, like bumming around. So I just want to be like in one place, and like that's why I decided to came to see Brandon, and I really liked the way I spoke with them. I told him my goals and stuff, and I really like the way like he supports and like believes. The most important things that he believes in me. Like that's the
Right.
problem. Yeah, he probably believes in me more than I believe in myself. Yeah.
Yo, that's the best part. If you got a great coach
Yeah.
that sees you know what I'm saying, that really sees your skills. What's like the boxing culture like in Uzbekistan? Is that where you're
Um,
from?
Yeah, from Uzbekistan. Originally
Yeah.
from Uzbekistan, from it's a city called Fergana.
Right.
We moved here. I moved here with family at 2013, like almost 2014 on Christmas actually.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a big chapter in our family. Like new life basically. But I really loved it here. It's like a lot of opportunities and stuff. But boxing was great and hard there because a lot of guys like they try to like work hard. We have like a big group of guys like all different kind of ages. We're like sparring and boxing all the time. I had a lot of amateur fights over there.
Right.
I start boxing when I was like, I would say 12 years old. My dad brought me to boxing because he's an ex-professional boxing himself. He used to always go to tournaments and Soviet Union, if you remember Soviet Union,
Right.
the 19, yeah. He was a boxer. My grandfather was a boxer too. And then so when I was like 12 years old, my dad on my birthday was like, my dad was like, let's go, I'll take you somewhere. So I was like, okay. So because I was doing swimming before that, I was like swimmer. I was never
Right.
fight. My mom used to work at the swimming place in Uzbekistan, so I used to come there all the time and just do swimming, compete in swimming. And then when I was 12, my dad was like, let's go, I'll take you somewhere. So we came to one building, looking old, and I see a lot of guys like training, hitting bag and stuff. And so that's how I started boxing. He's like, okay, now we can do boxing. And then my first coach was he's Nikolai. His name was Nikolai. That's my dad and him used to train together when they were young in
Right.
Uzbekistan. And then the guy Nicholas became a coach and he used to like train a lot of guys, a lot of Olympian actually. I would say from Uzbekistan, a lot of Olympian. They always fight. And right now I see a lot of those big fighters. They like actually fight in Los Angeles and like on top rank cards. Like and I can see this. I used to train with them in Uzbekistan. Now they're like professional. They got a good promoter and they're fighting here in Los Angeles.
Right.
I'm like, I show coach sometimes. I'm like, coach, look, this is the guy I used to train like in Uzbekistan. Like, he has a bunch of followers on Instagram. Like,
Yeah.
it's so nice, like just like memories and stuff.
How would you
Sorry.
describe your style?
I would say when I moved to America, I was more like distance fighter. I'd like to keep a distance and throw my hands from the distance and like move a lot. But with training with Brandon, with coach, with Grandmaster, he taught me a lot of things: how to bend down, like how to move my head, slip the punches, and because I like to come forward all the time. And like, I used to not move my head all the time. I used to just get hit and throw my hands, just keep going forward. That's it. But right now, I love the coach taught me a lot of things. I bend my legs all the time, and I move my head and I slip the punches. And I like to be like more closer, like I'm close distance fighter more now, using more body shots and I
Yeah.
move my head all the time. So I would say like I really like Mike Tyson style. So that's why I like to train to like move my head. Like every time I go training, I train my head to like to move my to slip from the punches, like to get less hit. And
Yeah.
that's the most important things, like especially in a heavyweight and light heavyweight, you get hit once and that's it.
Yeah,
So
you're up in those weight classes where if you catch one clean, you know what I'm saying? It's a wrap.
yeah.
There's some big boys up there. You think about, some of the guys that are up there right now. You got Artur Beterbiev. There's still guys like Bivol.
That's
Kovalev.
that's one of my favorite fighters. So Kovalev, yeah, Bivol,
Yeah,
Beterbiev, his record is real nice. All knockouts, he's real tough.
he's one of my favorite guys to watch too. I love how he throws his combinations. Like he mixes up. He's got the little touch shots, and then he moves and he throws something hard. You know what I mean?
And
He's
he
got
keep
a very
coming
interesting
forward.
style.
And he has I like the mentality that he just keep coming forward. Like, he never steps back, and that's what I like about him.
It was interesting too because I was looking and I've noticed in a lot of the fights I've been watching lately that there's a lot more guys from Uzbekistan now. Like there's that guy Israel Madrimov. There's a guy Giasov.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm seeing these guys on Akhmed Aliev's got a title now. You know what I mean?
They fight yesterday. If you knew, like today, because it's like 12 hours ahead, so they're fighting today actually. So Uzbekistan,
Right.
what they did, they throw undercard and they throw show right now in Uzbekistan. So there's a 4 fighters. I don't know if you know Wonder Boy, Shuhram. That's what his name. The nickname is Wonder Boy.
Yeah.
It's pretty. I like the way his style fights too. So there's a lot of fighters right now from Uzbekistan. I like the way they coming up because they are Olympians too. Like,
Yeah.
so when I was back in Uzbekistan, I remember because they're from Tashkent. Because there's different city, Uzbekistan, Tashkent. I'm from Uzbekistan, Fergana. It's about like 6 hours apart to drive from between two cities. But well, yeah, that's just glad to see that people from my country.
Is that inspiring for you to see so many guys like getting to the top?
Getting more motivation for myself too. I'm not alone here. The grinding, because I like to grind. Like I work, then I go after work, I work again. That's why I like to work. Because if I don't work one day, then I feel like guilty. That's why. Yeah, I feel like if I don't train one day, I feel like I didn't train whole week. So I'm not in the mood. Like I need to get training done. Then I'll be like in a great mood and everything's the day was great.
I feel you on that, bro. I've always wondered too, like, why do you think it is that there's so many great fighters from that part of the world, be it Kazakhstan or, you know, Russia or Ukraine or Uzbekistan. Like there's so many amazing fighters that come out of that part of the world. Why do you think that is?
I think for me the thing is too because it's just way harder to live out there, you know, just with the jobs and everything. Because we're looking at here because it's I'm glad I'm here because it's just easier with everything, like with the job to train and stuff. Over there, we had to like is it we had to like with their average job people make like 100-200 bucks a month. That's their job, you know, $100 for the whole month. So basically, that's their salary, you know. So that's what they train the other boys. They train over there so hard, so they have like opportunity to come to America, you know, or get like a visa to come here and fight here, you know, because then they'll have a chance to stay here and have a better life, you know. Because we follow up because all those fighters from Uzbekistan, because I watch Uzbek news and they show like on the news how they come here, they get all the belts and stuff, they get more money and they go back, they help their family and stuff, you know, they live better life. That's why like they have the heart, and like that's why I like to grind too and just reach some goal, like eventually, hopefully, be in a professional ring, you know, because just like it feels good to reach something, you know, because you know where I'm from, you know, from Uzbekistan, where I came from nothing, you know, just it feels great. Like I've made long way to be over here, and I've been training for so long. I'm like I feel guilty. I will feel guilty if I don't go professional and try it out at least, you know, like I've been training. We've been waiting though for it's been my dream to like be in those big lights at least one time, you know.
Yeah,
And
man.
just
You can see that when guys from your part of the world fight too, man. You can see that hunger, you can see that desire. You know what I mean? And on top of that, there's so many guys. They're so precise in their style. You know what I mean? Everything is like somebody like Lomachenko. He's so precise with every punch he throws. You know, and I noticed that with Madrimov. He's a very precise guy.
yeah, he just won the third title today. Another one,
Did he
international.
really?
Yeah.
I was actually going to ask you about that card because I didn't know what time it was at, but I saw that was happening today. I was like, oh
Uh-huh.
my god, this like all Uzbeki card. It's incredible.
Yeah, I woke up today and I was already like going the fighting because it's like 12 hours ahead Uzbekistan. You know, it's morning here in America. It's like 12 hours. It's already evening in Uzbekistan. It's like Saturday evening, so they were fighting. But it was so amazing because I think they did because they all been fighting out of Uzbekistan, and that's I think they just throw a nice card for the people in Uzbekistan because
Yeah,
all Uzbek people they support them, you know, because they do a hard job, you know, they are Olympians and they
right.
just like been grinding the whole life just to help their family and stuff to whatever they can with, you know.
Yeah. What are your goals in boxing?
Um, my biggest goal is I want to just I'm so hungry for the first fight. I don't know. This
Yeah.
is my dream. I've been dreaming for that for so long, and I've been amateur for a long time too. Like I've been here since I was 17. I'm 23 now, so I took 1 year break, and I've been training for past 5 years. And not many fights I had, like over 10 amateur fights, because there was not many fights going on too. Like here, it was every time because in the amateurs there's a lot of flakes. Like it was so many guys was flake. Like they show up for a weight dance, we do weight dance, and they don't want to fight, and a lot of fights get canceled. Though I was getting in amateurs, you know, because
Right.
amateurs more easier, and that's why they get more to professional. So start fighting, and my goal is just so people in Uzbekistan can see that. Like, so I've been fighting, seeing like it's like, well, because my first coach, maybe will see me uh, like I reach and stuff like fighting here. You know, like, that's basically my biggest goal. You know, to have my first professional fight and go from there, continue.
Are you and Brandon working on anything? Do you have any dates or anything lined up yet?
So thinking for hopefully if everything's good, praise God for this year, because coach says there is a promoter that throws shows in Sacramento. Because I want to make my first pro fight, my first debut in Sacramento, so my family can see and my friends and everybody Sacramento. So coach says there's gonna be two shows coming up, hopefully, one in July, one in August. So I'm thinking I'll skip the July, but I want to get ready and what's it called, get more sparring in and for August, and hopefully there's an opponent coming in or there's coach will give me a fight, but we'll get ready for the August. Hopefully right before my birthday, because my birthday is in September 9/11.
Hey, hopefully we can see you in the ring before that, bro.
Okay.
What's the statement you want to make in your first fight? What do you want to show people?
I want to show clean fight. I don't want to go and fight dirty. I want to go and show beautiful boxing. Like a lot of jobs, the coach Tommy showed me like just my job got a lot of way better because of Coach Brandon. Because I want to go show Coach people my job, throw right hand, just like show beautiful boxing basics, show the skills, and just get the guy out of the ring. And as soon as I can, 1-2 rounds. I don't want to fight the whole fight like any fights. I want to I want to fight easy. Like I train so hard, I want to fight easy. Like a coach tells me every time we train hard, we fight easy. So every fight, like 1-2 rounds, I want to get the guy out of the ring basically, and show people like some nice boxing that they never see before, like some nice show, like some entertain people. That's what would be my biggest pleasure if I can make that, like so people can watch me and throw some show basically. That's my
man. That's what the people love to see, man. Who were some of the fighters that were big inspirations for you coming up?
I would say here currently, I love Sergey Kovalev, the way he fights and the way he's just came out from nobody, from nothing from Russia, and he was just like basically like not many amateur fights, and he went professional boxing. I would say so late, like over 25, 26 years old, and boom. He was one of the Russians that came up here and actually staying here good and stable in America. He lives in Los Angeles, so it's nice to I follow him on Instagram. It's nice to see him. That's what I think he's gonna fight another fight soon. So I would like to see. But
I thought he was supposed to fight a guy from Uzbekistan. Actually, I can't remember the guy's name, but he was supposed to fight a guy from Uzbekistan.
Oh yeah, Bully. His name is Bek Bully. I know him. Yeah. And then I don't know why they canceled, but they know each other. I don't know why they throw those kind of cards, guys. But it's boxing. When you get to the ring, like what's it called, ring, you'll have to fight maybe your friend. Who knows? Because if they box together.
Right. Oh, so they know each other. You're saying
they know each other? Yeah. Because I know because he's from Uzbekistan. Because they saw each other before I know they know each other. That would be nice to see too. Yeah. But Canelo is one of my good fighters. That's why I really love Canelo, because his style and his hard work and the way he puts and stays humble every time, even though he reached already such a big level. And I like the way he stays humble the whole time. For me, the humble thing is the biggest thing. Like it doesn't matter where you reach in life. Like I don't like to show people. Like people can see themselves where you reached. When you go around people, they can see what you have. Like where you reached or where you do hard work. Have to show and tell them. So that's why I like to stay humble and just hard work, and just hopefully one day to get in August making my pro debut.
Yeah, dude. I hope we get to see it sooner than later. Is there any shout outs you want to give to anybody? And feel free to do it in any language you like.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, that'll be a real support, because we're trying to get more supporters through social media, because right now it's all about social media. It's Milan_the boxer, and if there is any supporters from Uzbekistan, I'll say привет всем, привет, как дела всем, хорошего настроения. I'll say, yeah.
Beautiful, Milan. Yo, I don't want to take up too much of your time, bro, but hopefully when you get some news, some good news about when your first fight is going to be, we can have you back on and we can get that fight hyped up.
Yeah, that'll be nice. Maybe I'll talk to you right before my first fight. Who knows? We know the date about the fight. Maybe we get another talk going on. So
yeah, I love that idea, bro. Love that idea, and hopefully maybe sometime we can get Coach on too.
Yeah, maybe me and Coach. Yeah, that'll be great. Yeah, that'll be nice.
That would be awesome.
Sure.
Yo, it was great to meet you, Milan.
Nice talking to you, brother. I'll talk to you soon. Okay. Have a great day. Happy early Easter.
Same to you, my friend. Same to you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. it's a rap, what I know, and I'm sad, but I'm hopeful, I'm mad, but I don't know the path I should go. Do I live for the